Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's day 896 with no content until Final Shape, and times have gotten rough. I've had to sell my house, my wife left me and divorced me, and even worse, the NFL won't stop showing Taylor Swift every 2 seconds on my screen. But you're not here for that. You're here for that good Destiny content. And while you won't find any of that here, I do have some content for you guys to watch today. Occasionally on the channel, I like to do little segments where I think something may be underlooked or underrated in some capacity going forward, in this case, towards Final Shape, and no one's really paid attention to it, so I thought I would bring it up in a video. Today I'd like to spotlight the Precision Instrument perk added in Season of the Wish, so currently there's not a whole lot of guns that can roll this, but I'm sure going to Final Shape, there'll be plenty. But for now, let's talk about the perk. So it says, dealing sustained damage increases your precision damage. Now, of course, the game doesn't actually tell us what that means, so we're going to go into dim just to show you guys exactly what it means. So, it works on a stack-based system. You can hit a shot, or a precision shot, and get more damage for your next shot. So the stacks go as follows. I'm not going to read the decimal points, just get straight to the big number. We go from 4% to 8% to 12 to 16 to almost 21, and then finally 25%, for a total of 6 shots to get to the maximum of 25. Now, it's also worth noting that this perk does come in an enhanced crafted version, and essentially it does more damage. Now, specifically to show you again, because the game won't show you itself for some reason, this version has you doing 5, then 10, then 15, then 20, then 25, and finally 30% damage. So essentially a 5% increase from the maximum on the regular version. So currently as it stands, there's 2 main points of criticism for this perk right now, and I'm going to just cover those real quick. Number 1 is going to be, people will say, this is not as high of a damage buff as other things in the game. For example, bait and switch is 35%, surrounded base is 35%, target lock is 40%. And technically speaking, on the numbers, you're right. However, what this has going for it is that it doesn't require a pre-existing condition to be fulfilled while doing something else in the game first to get the damage buff. This is just straight up shoot, and you're getting your damage buff while you're shooting. For example, bait and switch, you have to shoot 2 other weapons before you get to your bait and switch damage. For surrounded, you have to, well, literally get surrounded to get it to proc. For explosive light, you have to get 6 orbs to get your explosive light shots off. For target lock, you're just, well, stuck on LMGs to begin with, so it's not even a fair comparison. You get the point, though. For precision instrument, you simply just shoot your gun and the damage is there. The other point of criticism is going to be, well, it takes too long to ramp up to max stacks to fulfill your maximum damage. And normally, I would agree with you. Again, for example, Uzume can roll Precision Instrument this season as a sniper in the energy slot, and you need to fire off your 6 shots to get to maximum stacks, and that could be detrimental. I do agree there. However, we have one solution in one specific gun this season, and probably beyond in Final Shape, that totally circumvents this problem. Enter Doom Petitioner, a linear fusion rifle that is craftable this season for Season of the Witch that you can very easily get from Riven's Lair, Coil, or just buying red borders each week if you don't want to do the Coil Platinum runs. Now, this weapon can craft a enhanced precision instrument perk on it, and thanks to that, it can get you to your maximum stacks of 30% in only 3 shots. And guess what this linear fusion rifle does? Yes, it is a 3-shot burst linear that gets you to your maximum stacks by just firing 1 time. So unlike you using the normal version with Izume, where you need to shoot 6 shots to get your max bonus out, with a linear fusion rifle in Doom Petitioner, you immediately get there on your first shot, assuming you land all of your crits, which is very easy between having large targets in the game or just having a Divinity on your team creating a cage for you. And by the way, in case you're curious, it used to be bugged with Divinity and did not work, but Bungie has since patched that and it is now fixed, so yes, you can do that. So because of the way the weapon interacts with this enhanced perk, I feel like it's very criminally underrated right now, and a bit slept on, perhaps. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's suddenly the best thing in the game, and it's going to beat every bait and switch loadout, every surrounded loadout, and things like that. Obviously not. But it has a literal toddler-level ease of use going for it, and is just slightly behind on the best damage perks we have currently in the game. And let's face it, there's tons of people out there that don't use bait and switch loadouts because they think it's just too complex or too out of their reach. Not my words, just things that I see. And there's bosses in the game that can't be surrounded for a 40% damage buff, whereas Doom Petitioner with Precision Instrument works perfectly fine because guess what? Every boss in the game has a big meaty crit that you should be aiming for with every precision weapon. And all you gotta do is just shoot him with that weapon. And that's why I think this perk, at least currently, is criminally underrated. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing today, maybe leaving a like as well down there while you're commenting. It does help the channel, is much appreciated, and it does help fight that YouTube algorithm. If you don't know what to comment, you could just simply leave Precision Instrument as the comment below. Thanks for watching, I'll catch you next time.